Firstly, excesses. There's a couple of things that you still want to discuss around excesses on your car.
Correct. Lawrence, we had a quick discussion last week concerning what is an excess and why certain excesses apply. But there's a little subsection that people need to know about, and that is additional excesses or a tiered excess structure. We pointed out that in most cases you have either a flat excess, so if something happens to your car or to your house, building or risk section, you will have a excess of X rand. It could also be structured in a percentage of the claim or percentage of the insured amount with a minimum of a certain amount in rand terms. But especially when it gets to vehicle, there are excess structures which kind of compound. So you will have your standard excess, but if somebody younger than a certain age, usually 25, drives your vehicle and is involved in an accident, then there's an additional excess that needs to be paid.
Okay.
Most insurance companies also have certain time limits. So they will say, if you're in an accident after 10 in the evening, there's an additional excess. If you're in an accident after 10 in the evening and it's a single vehicle accident, meaning there's no other parties involved, there will be an additional excess. Now, a lot of people ask me, but why? Guys, when driving after 10 in the evening, in usual, forget about lockdown and all of these things, 9 out of 10 times people are coming from a bride, coming from a bar, but the insurance company can't always prove it. So to counteract people being dishonest, they penalize everybody with an additional excess structure.
Yeah. And because it's a higher risk time period.
Correct. And especially if it's a single vehicle accident. You know how many claims occur because a dog ran in front of you.
Or the tree. The tree just came out of nowhere.
And because of that, and because of it, it's so very difficult for an insurance company to prove that somebody was under the influence or somebody fell asleep behind the wheel, there is an additional excess.
Yes. Yeah.
Again, know about these things.
Yeah.
We're not saying do not drive at certain times. We're not saying do not let other people drive your car. But be aware of the potential risk and the potential excess it could incur should these things happen.
Yes. Yeah, and the thing is, going back to why they do that kind of thing is, if they don't put on additional excesses for those high risk times or single vehicle accidents or things like that, then the premiums would have to increase to counteract the risk, which means that that's more of a penalty for everyone than just saying, well, we'll charge an additional excess, because you might not drive after 10 in the evening, so you'll never have that situation where somebody who goes out and parties with his friends until 2 every morning, he will have a higher risk, therefore he'll pay an additional excess. So it's not to penalize you, it's actually to benefit the guys who don't do these high risk activities.
That's very true.